Hi, welcome to the very first episode of Soldier Todd Woodworking. I'm Todd. This is my beautiful commanding officer, Lisa.
Now that's enough talking. Give me 20.
Okay, now that the introductions are out of the way, we're going to move on to our very first project for Soldier Todd Woodworking. And what did I decide to kick this channel off with? It's a box! But this box, depending on the size you use, can be used for just about anything, and I'll show you that later. Now, a lot of people are using fence pickets to build these, and that's great, but with my limited workshop here at the barracks, I can't mill down lumber. So I just went to my big box store and I got myself a couple 1x, a 1x4 and a 1x6. So what do you say I quit jabber John and we get to cutting? First things first though, we need to get our PPE on. And if you're in the military or have been in the military, relax, we're not going to put on our mop gear. Over at the miter saw, we're going to grab the 1x4 and decide on the length of the box. I'm going to go with 11 7/8. I also set up a stop block so I can make repeatable cuts. Now we need 2 of these cuts out of the 1x4, and don't forget, we need 1 of these cuts out of the 1x6 for the bottom of our box. Now, if need be, we can head over to the table saw and rip our board down in case we want it narrower than what it is. In my case, I want the bottom of the box to be set at 4.5 inches. So we'll adjust the fence. We're going to raise the table saw blade until the teeth are just above our workpiece. We're going to fire that puppy up and we're going to rip it down to its final dimensions. Yeah, I'm using blue painter's tape as a temporary zero clearance throat plate. We'll be making one of those in a future episode, so make sure you stay tuned. Okay, we have all our parts cut. I sanded them and gave them a light burn off camera, just so I don't bore you guys to death with the first video. Now, what I like to do is I like to mark about 1/4 inch around the edges of these things where they're going to be glued up, since I'm going to be using some Danish oil to finish this. And wood glue and Danish oil don't exactly match. So I'm going to do that and I will be right back. Now that we have our pieces masked off, so hopefully the glue will adhere a little bit better. Time to get our finish ready. So let's get our yellow Solo cup. Yeah, I guess you figured out I'm not Toby Keith, huh? Alright, so we're going to dump a little bit of this Danish oil into this cup. I'm going to grab a foam brush. That's just my preferred way of doing it. Now is to put everything together. Now what I like to do, after we add a dab of glue, shh, don't tell Daniel. If you don't know who I'm referring to, go check out Bearded Viking Woodworks. Get that as close to the edge as possible. And all I have right now is a 23 gauge pin nailer. So I'll go ahead and shoot a couple pins in there just to hold it while that glue dries. And what I like to do to strengthen the boxes up, and because I always over-engineer everything I build, I'll go ahead and drill a couple small holes. Go ahead and drop some 1 5/8 finishing nails in these holes. And then we're going to send them home. Forgive the ball peen hammer, but I used to be a mechanic.
A few moments later.
Ta-da! We have a beautiful looking box. And in a minute, I'm going to show you what you can do with that box. The uses for these boxes are limitless, just like your potential. Now get out in the shop and make something.